last couple of weeks is really staggering. The Europeans committing to a package of 800 billion defense spending. The Germans now, potentially up to $500 billion extra in defense spending, and the British Prime Minister and others all committing to much higher defense spending. We're not there, we need to do more, but I really want to work together with you in a run-up to the Hague Summit to make sure that we will have a Nato which is really reinvigorated.
Europe should have paid more towards its own defense as well as global stability, right? That's one thing. The other thing is that the US was more than happy to do it until about a month ago, because the US is more powerful and safer when it's not isolated. So who is to direct the world in terms of being favourable to the US and being reliant on the US? And that's where it gets its relevance and importance from. But if you don't rely on it, and you don't really need it, then is the US less safe or more safe? So you can say Europe's spending more on defence towards global stability. But when you really think about what that means, the UK needs to redevelop and invest in its nuclear, into its armies, into its weaponry. Is the world more safe now? France needs to redevelop its nuclear, to invest in its army, and invest in its weapons. Is the world more safe now? Well, what about Spain? Isn't that going to be exactly the same? It needs to acquire, maybe it thinks it needs to acquire nuclear now. Is the world safe with nuclear proliferation? Yes or no? Is the world more safe with more countries investing in weapons, needing to have weapons and being ready to go? Or was it safer a month ago? And one thing's for sure, that money that could have been spent on whatever you want to spend it on, education, on health, on humanitarian things, there's going to be less money to help the people who actually need to be helped. So, there's more equality in the world because it's been spent on weapons now, right? For example, in the UK, money that literally would have gone to aid is now going to go to our defence. And it's logically sound, but at the end of the day, there's people who need that help are not going to get it. We can't rely on America to push back Russia, our main enemy, and we need to just buy some time until we can actually get these things up and running. They're making ridiculously quick gains under Trump. Instead of pushing them back, it's encouraging them, is giving them a win in war. Now we can draw a line and say, well, actually, nobody's going to threaten this land that we've just stolen until it happens again. And happens again, they kind of tiptoe towards Poland and all those other countries. And the most important land right now, the front lines of the war, is Ukraine. And we have to guarantee their security. If in true strength, what should happen is, bang, there you go. Ukraine is under the United Nations now. They're going to march right up to the edge of Poland, which is a United Nations country anyway, but they'll be stronger having taken Ukraine. And we're going to be there anyway.